Hey guys, WALLAH here. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's pretty damn important in my opinion, and something that just doesn't make sense to me. Something that has really been, it's been a really big problem ever since mods were introduced to weapons. As you know, it was before you could masterwork a weapon, which was nice, and now you can still masterwork it, but now you can actually add mods to it, right? And now in Destiny 2, it feels like, for a long time now, it's felt like exotic weapons have been really not the best choice, right? Exotics are supposed to be something that, it's the end goal, right? You want to be using exotics the whole time. And this video is just going to be talking about why I think exotic weapons just suck, why a lot of people don't use exotic weapons. Well, there are a lot of people that use exotic weapons, but the top tier players are always using legendary weapons in PvP. Mind you, this isn't for PvE. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if everyone could leave a like on the video. Your wiener will increase by 10 inches. Thank you. One thing in Destiny 2 that you know is everyone loves using hand cannons, and those hand cannons are typically legendary hand cannons. It doesn't have to be hand cannons, but a large majority of the tryhard players tend to gravitate towards legendary hand cannons. Some of you, you've probably run into people using Thorn and Ace of Spades, which is good. They're really good. They're not terrible, right? But the reason people gravitate towards these legendary weapons is because of the fact that you can put mods on them. And this goes back to the Icarus stuff, like Icarus mod and all that. But it's a little bit more deeper than that, because I don't want to sit here and talk about Icarus again, because we all know about that. But another problem exotic weapons actually do have is the fact that they're not tied down to any type of weapon frame. What I mean by this is, take, for example, Dire Promise before they nerfed it. Before they got rid of 150 RPM hand cannons, 150 RPM hand cannons were tied down to lightweight frame. Lightweight frame granted you the ability to get 20 plus mobility from holding the weapon out, like having it in your hands. And it also gave you the ability to run faster. This would actually increase your jump distance and stuff, just due to the fact that your sheer movement is just way quicker and stuff, and the reason I say that exotics don't have this is because if you looked at a gun like Thorn, which was a 150 RPM hand cannon, it did not give you lightweight. This is actually quite a big deal, and you'll see why later on in the video. But Thorn actually never had lightweight, right? And you're thinking like, well, yeah, no, Thorn right now doesn't have lightweight because it's a 140. It's not supposed to have lightweight because Anyways, for those who don't believe me, look at something like Sunshot, for example, right? Sunshot doesn't grant you lightweight. It's a 150 RPM hand cannon. 150 RPM hand cannons are supposed to have 150 RPM hand cannon legendaries or blues, whatever it may be. They're lightweight frames, right? They should have the lightweight perk, but it doesn't. So not only are legendaries losing out on the mod slot, which would basically grant you Icarus because everyone uses Icarus, but you're also losing out on the weapon frame perk as well. And some of these weapon frame perks aren't a big deal. But for something like lightweight, it was a pretty big deal. You're losing out on 20 mobility and the fact that you can run faster and just get to places quicker and jump higher and etc. Another really big issue with these with the weapon frames is let's look for example, 180 RPM hand cannons are always have 100% in-air accuracy. That's just how it's known to be, right? Precision frame hand cannons have 100% in-air accuracy, but for something like, let's say, Malfeasance. My chat, I stream on Twitch, by the way, if you didn't know. My chat was telling me that Malfeasance is really good. It has a 5-tap kill distance at any range, unlimited range, basically. And I was thinking to myself, whoa, that sounds really good. Like a 180 RPM hand cannon that can 5-shot body shot across the map even, So I put it on, I started playing, and I noticed something. I was like, wait, hold up. 180 RPM hand cannons are supposed to have 100% in-air accuracy, right? Precision frames. And then I thought, holy shit, like this gun doesn't have it's not precision frame. It is, but it isn't, right? It's not tied down to a frame. So not only, it doesn't have Icarus, So now it gets to that, gets to the point where it's like, it doesn't have a weapon frame and I can't put a mod on it. Yeah, I can 5-shot kill from any distance, but you can't jump around or anything. The gun's not all that special. And 180 RPM hand cannons aren't even like the meta to begin with, right? So like it just kind of, I was like, damn, dude, that fucking blows, man. Like what the hell? And I started to remember now, like, oh right, Thorn never had lightweight. Why would this gun have 100% in-air accuracy too, right? Because it's an exotic. It doesn't have a weapon frame. I'm going to quickly just prove here. So I'm using a random 180 RPM hand cannon, no perks on it basically whatsoever. It's like from year 1 Destiny 2. So as you can see, it has built-in Icarus, right? I don't need any mod slots. I don't need anything. The gun automatically has Icarus. And as you can see from this one, it doesn't have Icarus. I'm missing shots I would have been hitting on the other one. I know the scope on this gun is kind of weird. It's hard to see sometimes, but regardless, shots with the other gun, the same exact shots with the other gun would be hitting 100% of the time. No doubt in my mind. Just in case no one believed me, here's the proof. And now I started to quickly realize, like, in Destiny's a looter shooter, right? It's supposed to be like every for example, let's say every rarity, every time it goes higher, you're supposed to want to use the rarity that's the thing that's more rare, right? So you start off with white weapons, the common ones, then you go uncommon, rare, legendary, then exotics. But at the moment, it feels like you go from common, uncommon, rare, exotics, then legendary. Like, it feels like you don't even give a shit about the exotics. Yeah, exotic armor pieces are actually really good, obviously. This has nothing to do with exotic armor pieces, but for exotic weapons, it feels like I'm always wanting to use legendaries over exotics. So it feels like the exotics are, not for first place. They should be in first place. But again, this is probably tied down to the fact that there's PvE in the game, right? A lot of people recently have been talking about, oh, PvE, it's a PvE game, all that bullshit. But it is a PvE game, right? I'm not denying that, but it's just the fact is Bungie has to try to balance 2 and 2, right? So you get to this point where it's like exotics and exotic weapons and PvE are really, really good, right? The story isn't the same for PvP. It's to the point where it's like you want to be using legendaries over exotics. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But I feel like if you were able to put mods, and if they gave exotics weapon frames, it wouldn't break PvE at all, will it? Will it? Like, what do you guys think? I don't see that hindering PvE whatsoever. If anything, it'd maybe be better for PvE. Maybe give exotic weapons a mod slot. You could put like boss spec on it, maybe. I have no idea. That's just some thoughts, because these simple changes could actually help quite a bit. It'd be really awesome. There's been a lot of drama recently on Twitter from like the PvP and PvE community going at each other. A lot of people are saying that PvP isn't getting like any attention. A lot of people are always saying that, Bungie doesn't listen, yada, yada. And it does suck always. Like, I make these videos for fun. Like, I genuinely, I just like talking about shit. In my opinion, I feel a lot of this stuff I talk about might actually be pretty good for the game. But again, if I missed anything for this for the exotics, if exotics are missing something else that you want, or maybe you want more exotics, whatever it may be, let me know in the comments down below. I'd appreciate. I'm gonna read through them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.